Okay, cool. First time it worked. Yeah.
I'm just seeing Streamlabs, not the game, on my like shared screen.
Oh, that's weird. All right,
Mm-hmm.
let me fix it. Um, it might be sharing the secondary screen. That could be why. Let me try this again. Share screen. Screen one. All right, is that showing you the meeting and the Twitch and?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
That's
I
what we're
got.
looking for.
Yep.
Sweet. Let me
Let
mute
me know when
my.
we're going live.
Oh, we live. We live out here.
Oh, it's already live.
We out here. We out here.
Are you positive?
I think so. I'm pretty sure the button says live.
Yep. 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 That seems to be the case.
Yep.
What's happening, y'all?
That is picking up so much of my
It's that time
fan.
again. It's the space times
It's
that
time.
you crave. You got that space that you crave.
Electrolytes is what you crave.
Electrolytes. Your plants, and this is our space is your electrolytes.
Space is, in fact, your
Crave.
electrolytes. Uh, welcome, everybody,
This is
to
the
episode
where
3.
we reference to that movie. This is the Revenge of the Sith of Mass Effect streams,
Yes.
and that means that there'll be a betrayal.
It's gonna. There will be a
And
betrayal.
and Hefty and I will fight on a lava planet.
You were the chosen one!
Supposed to destroy the Sith, bring balance to the Force, not lead it into darkness. I don't know why I made him sound evil. He's not evil.
I don't know why either. It's alright, though. So, I should say, took the time to run through and try to clear some planets. So we leveled up a few times. We got up to level 20. This was all off stream, just so we can do some side missions and then get back into the main story with Novaria. But we're going to start doing that next week. Today we're just going to run through a bunch of side missions, level up our Daniel Craig Shepard, and be on our way. It's going to be a little bit of a shorter Mass Effect stream tonight. But then once the Mass Effect stream is over, I'm going to probably go ahead and restart with Bannerlords or Fallout. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Something. But let's get into it.
Those sweet points.
We got 3 points. So I filled out Charm and Intimidate because why not? But now my other options, I was thinking Shotgun for more damage and get that boost, or we can spread it out evenly, or even just all in Soldier and get that extra 4.5 health per section.
In this game, is Carnage a power you have to activate, or is it just a stat boost?
Yeah, so you have to set it off.
Okay.
Yeah. I think all the skills are, you have to set them off except for.
I mean, there's got to be passive ones.
Yeah, there's like the basic. I think all the clear blocks are passive, and then all the triangles and all the triangles are the actual bonuses to your skills, and all of the circles are like unlocks. So,
Makes
yeah.
sense. So if I were you, I would do. I'm a big fan of like the passive stuff. So
Mhm.
assault training and fitness and soldier are where I'm trying to go first. But you do use shotguns almost exclusively, so
Yeah.
you really can't go wrong. It looks like combat armor has an unlock next, I believe.
Yeah, it's our shield boost, which we have. Let me give a quick shout out to ROM Runners with a rating party of 6. What's up, everybody? Thanks for checking it out.
It's the space times again.
It's the space times. The space times. So
Space times, one space.
So let's do 1 in soldier, 1 in fitness, 1 in shotguns. I think that's an even spread. That boosted our health up another 3%, and then actually another, what is that, 5% total. So space times, and then shotguns went up by 2%. So I think that's pretty solid. And then everybody else can do their auto. I specifically didn't auto level up them because I wanted to use Tally as a electronics and decryption hacker. So, but yeah, cool. So for the going on lurk, all right, no problem.
Later.
So for all the people that just joined us, quick recap. We are Santa's elves. No, we are doing just a bunch of side missions tonight. Oh shit, actually, what planet were we on? Okay, down recon probe I think is where we gotta go. So
In service of the greater story that Commander Shepard is a Spectre, sort of a roving space cop, the side missions really are like, conceived as if
he was a space
track
cop.
down wrongdoing on these planets and stumble across mostly the same environments packed with gun-toting maniacs.
Yeah.
Punctuated by Jeep stunts.
Jeep stunts. Speaking of Jeep stunts, Ford is revealing the new Bronco tonight at 8 o'clock.
I saw the leaks. It looked really cool.
Yeah. I am soon to be in the market for a new car, so I was like, maybe. Probably not, but
Unless they're
maybe.
ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah.
It'll be on the probably 40,000 to 50,000 range. But they're
Yeah.
nice for sure. You can definitely get a used one in 3 years. If you still want.
Yeah, that is very true. I keep hitting F to enter these things because that's what it is in Bannerlords, and that's what I've been playing exclusively, other than Witcher and Mass Effect. So
not super exclusive.
well, no, I should say over the past couple days, like just that is what I've been focusing on. So what is this? Down to probe. Ooh, we got some bodies. Not the bodies that... Oh, space monkeys. A monkey-like creature seems to have ran off with the data module. Oh god, that's right. It shows us all the different monkey colonies that you can go to.
If
Yeah.
I had a nickel for every hijack, which is what the space monkeys in this are called, that stole a data module, I'd have 1 nickel for every time I've played Mass Effect, so like 5 nickels.
At least 5 nickels.
I would have a quarter.
Oh, shoot. That's not what I meant to do. Oh, do we... I don't want to kill them all, but I kind of do. I can't remember how to find it.
I mean, they're not great to lose. Not to that matter.
Right. I feel like... Oh. Do one of them have it? Do they hold it? I can't remember.
I have no idea.
Okay, so we have all of these missions, pretty much all of these side missions, and as I went through, I wrote all of the systems down that we need to go to. So, here, I'm gonna move some stuff around. There we go. So let's, I'm gonna assume it's not at this one, because I
Yeah.
don't see anything.
I feel like,
they would have said something. They would be like, "Oh, the monkey has the coconut."
There it is.
Yeah. So let's see. All the other ones are up in this arc. So
There. Yo, did you see the new Star Trek series that they're putting out, the animated one?
no. What?
Yeah, it's called Star Trek Lower Decks. It's gonna be on CBS All Access because I guess everything Star Trek ever from now on is gonna be on CBS All Access.
Yeah.
But it's animated. It's by as far as I can tell, I think a producer from Rick and Morty.
Okay.
The show creator. And it's like 40 years late to the party in Star Trek making fun of itself. Like lower decks like crew members trying to get noticed by the bridge crew. It looks pretty good. It looks pretty funny. Like the trailer came out, or I got a notification of it at least today, and yeah, I'm into it. It reminded me a lot of Final Space. If you saw that.
I didn't. No.
Yes, I also. But yeah, it's just a like real. I don't know. It looks really solid. I'm excited. And I think that they looked at like Clone Wars and Rebels, and they were like, "There's money in this."
Oh, absolutely.
So they were like, "Let's make it happen." And I mean, honestly, I think that Star Trek is like the cornerstone of that. I mean, they've done 2 live-action shows. Apparently, they're doing a Section 31 spin-off of Star Trek Discovery. Section 31 is like the behind-the-scenes intelligence apparatus of Starfleet.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, a lot of Star Trek fans apparently don't like the idea of them, but it's basically like, well, someone's got to get their hands dirty if we're gonna have a perfect society.
Gotcha.
But apparently that's coming next, but before then they're doing this animated series, which honestly I think you could probably put it up next to like the Orville
Mm-hmm.
from Seth MacFarlane. It's probably at moments a pretty serious Star Trek thing,
Right.
but it's got some comedy bits. But I mean, this is obviously. I mean, judging by the trailers.
Right. Yeah, I saw a few clips from Orville. I don't know. It seemed something I'd be interested in. I don't have like any. The only things I have are Netflix and Hulu and Disney. So I'm not. Ooh, this must be where they
Orville
are.
might even be on. It's either on that or on.
Hmm.
Something else. But yeah, I'm caught up on it. I mean, it's pretty good. I enjoy it. It's definitely like coming from Seth MacFarlane. You would expect it to be funnier than it is.
Mm-hmm.
But I think he like sincerely is making like a real
Effort.
Star Trek style space show
Mm-hmm.
that is like very much a meditation on sci-fi concepts, but he just happens to be a comedy writer.
Right.
So like he puts comedic bits in which is interesting in my
Mm-hmm.
because I really did expect it just to be Star Trek period. Really, it's more like a comedic slanted homage, which it is. It's, definitely.
But good different. Right.
Yeah, but good. I've only seen probably 5 episodes or whatever, but everything I've seen is pretty good.
Gotcha. Yeah, I feel like I need to get into different TV. I feel like
What are you watching right now?
Dude, Full Metal. Like
Again, which one?
or the original one. I still haven't watched Brotherhood.
Man, Brotherhood's better, but
Mhm.
I think I like the because I saw it first.
Right.
It's got like a special place in my heart.
Exactly, yeah, and that's why I keep watching it.
Yeah, It's Full Metal Alchemist. It's like, y'all, whoever's watching this, if you haven't seen Full Metal Alchemist,
You need to.
watch this stream, and then when it's over, turn it off and watch Full Metal Alchemist.
That's your homework for tonight. Just do that.
It's in my opinion the best. Like flat,
Mhm.
flat statement. It's the best.
Dude, one of these monkeys has to have the module.
I feel like we have to, right?
Yeah, we're in this
They
mine.
brought you down here.
Yeah. There's no way that they don't.
Supposed to kill the monkeys, because that would suck if you had to kill the monkeys.
I don't think so. It said. What? No. That was weird. That was very weird. It went into like combat mode for no reason for a second. It gives us the option to search them. So. Ah, shoot. Oh no, I'm gonna. Dude.
Obviously, to search the monkeys, you have to kill them.
No. You just walk up to him and hit E, and it searches him. See? Oh, that one has it.
How do you get all the way down here?
I don't know, but I hate it. Alright. I don't have enough Omnigel, which means we gotta destroy some things. I'm gonna turn down
That's
my mic
such
a little
whack
bit.
mechanic. It's like, hey, you want to unlock this box? Why don't you melt your pistol?
Yeah.
You ain't using it. I don't know why I did that voice. I don't know why I personified the video game mechanic as a person from West Virginia.
Well, aren't all space individuals from... Oh, what happened? Oh, come on. What is this? Oh, okay. It didn't shut out the game. It just popped up a different screen.
Very strange.
Your volume has an echo, and Nick's volume is much lower than yours. Okay, so I'm going to turn my stuff down. Let me actually back out into that screen.
Hey, Chris.
Turn that
What's
up.
up?
We're going to turn desktop audio all the way up. I don't want to turn my mic all the way up. How's that? Is that any better? Because on my end, I could just turn you up and down and not have to worry about it. So,
I mean, I don't hear any difference,
okay.
but I'm not listening to the stream. Anyway,
Yeah.
it's a weird.
just gonna
Still
keep it.
echo, Chris says.
Still echo. Okay. I hear Peaches in the background.
Pictures come from a can. They were put there by a man.
I did change something earlier. I can't remember what. What is that?
Okay, so
sound?
my volume's fixed, he says.
Okay.
Oh, so my volume was fixed just in time for you to hear me botch Peaches by the Presidents of the United States of America. Good. Good.
I can turn Mass Effect up. I know that. Okay. I don't know how to turn off. Oh, no, I know what it is because I have it. I specifically set it so, and I didn't mean to. The stream is picking up my desktop audio as well.
Strange.
Let's see, I can device. I don't know what that means. Oh, geez.
It's Chris says I don't have an echo.
Right.
He doesn't know if that.
No, that helps a lot actually.
Yeah, I assume it does.
Oh, that's right. My webcam is picking up. So let me just. I'm gonna mute that. How's that? Is that better, Chris? Oh God, I hear Peaches.
And
She's so
now we wait.
Apparently, it's a 12-second wait too.
Yeah.
That's what we figured out last night. Also, that gun looks like it's going to get a lawsuit from Power Rangers.
You know, you're not wrong, actually.
Yeah. So that should have fixed the echo. It was picking up audio from two. Yeah, it was picking up audio from two different sources.
Right.
That's what it was.
Okay, we're gonna do the stream again. Hey, welcome here, folks. It's the Space Times. We're in space again, and we're doing side missions tonight. Anyway, hey, now I can only see the Streamlabs from my screen share.
Jesus Christ, it's Jason Bourne. All right.
Okay.
Streamlabs is doing your screen. Okay, so I stopped it. Let me restart it. And it's weird because I can't specifically choose the Mass Effect screen. So
Very weird. Okay, I got the teams, and now I just need the stream.
Is it not giving you a stream?
No, I mean, it's not giving me the game. I mean, I just have your browser window.
Stop sharing. Share. The entire screen. How about now?
Yes.
Okay.
I got it. All right. We're fixed.
Now we can kill some monkey husks.
No. Oh, no. Oh.
Why is he red?
They will bum rush you, like absolutely. The shotgun ones will run like in a straight line directly at you. Very scary. So I've been yelling about Haikyuu for weeks. I got like irrationally sad last night because I found out that the manga is wrapping up next week, like concluding next week in Shonen Jump. And I am literally like 10 episodes of the anime left, like that's been released yet, and 200 manga chapters away from there, and I'm already sad about it. Like, that tells you how much I love that show, that I'm not even halfway through it, and I'm already like mourning its demise. Well, demise is the wrong word.
This is the volleyball one?
You know. Yeah, the volleyball one. Is that good, man? It's crazy. There's even a time skip in it, apparently, but I haven't gotten to yet. It does an anime time skip because it's anime. It just happens to be about volleyball. But yeah, I was like irrationally sad. I was like very blue about it. Like all day, all last.
When you like something,
You gotta let it go and it'll come back to you. When you buy all the manga volumes to put on your shelf because you collect manga.
Never pictured Nick Bragg as a volleyball anime kind of guy, so it must actually be good.
Yeah, dog. Like I'm telling you right now, it's got better fight scenes than. That's a hard stance. It really does have some good volleyball fights. And by volleyball fights, I mean playing volleyball. That's not how you put it. But yeah, no, it is really, really, really good. But honestly, like, if you haven't ever watched a sports anime before, like any of them, there's a good one about baseball called Ace of the Diamond that's good as well. Those are really the only two that I've watched. But they're great. Turns out that sports actually translates super well to anime.
There is one that I saw. It was suggested to me by Sydney. Kata Shujo? Something like that.
Is that the slam dunk one? No, no.
Chris, you're killing me. No, it's the one where they fight with their boobs and their butts.
Okay, that's all right. You know, okay.
It's
You know-
interesting, man. It's interesting. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
lie.
I bet it is
Hey, I watched it for the
for the boobs and the butts.
For the plot.
Yeah, for the plot. I'm upset.
Pineapple on pizza, yes or no? It depends.
Absolutely yes. Hard stance. Hawaiian pizza is my favorite.
What else is on
Next
pizza?
question.
What else is on pizza?
Ham and chicken, or ham and like bacon. No, wait, no. That was redundant. You know, cheese, normal sauce, pepperoni, or not pepperoni, pineapple, and ham. Or it's-
Now, if it's like an Alfredo pizza with pepper, with a pineapple, I don't know.
Yeah, I've never had that. In my opinion, you gotta have regular like red sauce, not Alfredo sauce on it, because that's the juxtaposition. It's where the pineapple's sweet and the sauce is salty. You know what I mean? That's where it's good. That's why it's
nice
good.
and salty.
Yeah, I love salty things. You know. So that's good. Because I used the words juxtaposition, somehow this became a sophisticated stream. I'll remind you that last week I asked, "Hey man, do aliens have compatible junk with humans in canon?" I don't know. No one does.
Dude, well, I mean,
No one does. No one knows.
the writers know.
The writers do. Mac Walters, Drew Karpyshyn, they know. They've always known. And they won't tell us.
Big cheese. Oh, God,
Your volume is super low now.
I keep turning it up on the mic. But I don't want to pick up the background. Is my problem. And I hear myself as an echo. I know it's not. But it's annoying, you know?
Yeah. I don't know.
It is what it is.
It's either quiet or echoing, and I think quiet's probably better.
Well, we fixed the echo. We fixed the actual echo.
Well, okay.
This is just feeding back into my ears.
Gotcha.
Because it's, I guess, I have the desktop audio going through, as well as microphone audio, and this mic picks up everything. So,
I feel you.
like, it picks up Peaches. She's probably 2 floors up.
Yeah. So let's what's up on this planet? Are you done?
So, this is the last thing, I think, on this planet.
Cool.
And then we're going to go to the other ones.
Oh look, a Prothean ruin.
And,
That somehow has the exact same interface as every human computer.
yeah. Pretty much. Let's check out this mysterious globe. I'm not going to read any of this.
No! That's lore.
You know what the actual lore from that was?
What?
The plot to Space Odyssey.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Man, they put a lot of Easter egg dumb bullshit on these planets.
It's still classified as a novel. Oh no, we have to read it again.
Yeah, absolutely. I've played Mass Effect 3 8 billion times. And by 8 million times, I mean 7 times?
Yeah, Mass Effect 3 has been played a billion times.
And it's going to be played again, if we have anything to say about it.
Yeah, we're gonna play it on the stream. I almost said in a couple weeks.
Yeah,
That's
no.
not the case. That's not the case. It'll be a couple months.
Mass Effect 2 we may get to in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Like, you know, in calendar year 2020.
Yeah.
But Mass Effect 3 is a while.
Now we could just speed through and not do any side missions, and that be the whole thing.
And everyone, never mind, no spoilers for Mass Effect 2.
And everybody hates us.
Yeah, no spoilers for Mass Effect. My actual favorite video game, without question.
I think we're done here. I'm not gonna mess around with the rest of it. All right, let's check. Let's check the book to see what's next. All right.
Oh,
so-
you literally have a book. I forgot you wrote it down.
Yeah, dude. I literally wrote everything down because I didn't want to. Oh, I didn't know we could squat. That's new.
Yeah, I would say definitely no spoilers in the chat for Mass Effect because there's some really big stuff, especially for like the end of Mass Effect 3 and stuff. And this game too has like a really big drop.
Yeah.
Like,
So yeah, so we're not gonna no spoilers, but we can talk about generic knowledge.
yeah, like the race is in the
urgent
game
message from
and
Alliance Command.
galactic politics. And
Shepard, this is Admiral Hackett
Yeah.
from Alliance Command. We've got a situation here.
I hate that when
There's
Hackett calls you,
an
it's just like
Alliance
a
training
absurdly
ground where we
close
test weapons
zoom in
and
on
technique.
Shepard's
Whatever
face.
VIs we use to simulate enemy tactics in the drills. 17 VI, but I said we need you to fight your way through the.
Alright, so
the VI
I guess we have 2 planets we need to land on here. Because that was not one of the missions before. I already had picked up the mission for this one. So that's interesting. I think the mission for this one is supposed to. We're actually not going to take Tali this time because I already picked up all the shit. And I don't care about the stuff that's like left in the bases over there.
Okay.
This might not be the one I'm thinking about. Let's see.
This looks like Bring Down the Sky. No, it's not Bring Down the Sky.
So engine debris, biotic compound, abandoned mining camp, terrain wreckage. So the oh no, this is the one I was thinking about. Well, let's see.
This one's tough too. This is a hard fight. Hey, did you see if you have the
Oh, that is
DLC installed?
That is Take Down the Sky, right? Rogue VI. is
No. Rogue VI is the one that's on our moon, like Earth's moon.
Right.
No. Bring Down the Sky is the one with the asteroid that they're gonna crash into that human colony.
Oh, right. So I don't think I have a DLC. I think it would have popped up by now, right? Or,
I see. I don't know. In fact,
if you
I
could look
may-
it up real quick.
yeah.
The one that we're doing now is Major Kyle. We gotta go kill Major Kyle. And I think I said that we would go talk about it. For all those coming in, checking out the stream, what's up? Glad that you could make it. Glad that you could be here.
Absolutely. I'm Googling right now. But yeah, I'm glad you all wanted to, watch us do Jeep stunts in space again.
Jeeps out in space. I almost said, speaking of Jeeps, did you hear about the Ford Bronco? I forgot.
Which-
we already had that
We
conversation.
literally already had that. I don't know when and next. We'll handle this off stream, I guess. But
Because we wouldn't go through it.
I assume like normally DLC stuff's available from like the moment you get like the big world map in any of these kind of games. So maybe you'll get a call after one of the major planets or something.
Yeah, I'm not too pressed about it.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
But yeah, Bring Down the Sky is definitely worth it. Pinnacle Station, if it's still included on this version of the game, is the one that has isn't that French cartoon?
I'm thinking about the one where you have the ninja assassin.
No, that's Mass Effect 2. That's Kasumi Godo,
Right.
which does sound like Code Lyoko.
Hey,
Anyway.
see, I wasn't wrong. All
Yeah,
right, so the mission that we're doing right now, we're talking to some biotic cultists,
We can't
and
trust
right
the
now they're our
Alliance.
friends, but on the way out, we are gonna shoot them all in the head.
Yeah,
Um,
and that sucks because they're just misunderstood.
They just want to be left alone. But I can't let you do that, Star Fox. You know,
Yeah,
Andros is gonna take you down.
you can't ride your bike indoors, Ash, or be a biotic cultist, apparently.
That's...
Also, they gotta feng shui this place because does not flow.
No, we're not playing Renegade. We're actually playing Paragon.
Yeah, we are.
But you know, they're killing everybody, so gotta kill them. Kill them before they kill us.
That's video game logic.
Yeah.
And also law enforcement logic.
Oops.
Oops!
Too far.
Did I go too far? Anyway. I like that you're fully armed, guns drawn, and they're like, if you take Father Kyle away from us.
I know why you've come. We have no quarrel with you. Why can't you just leave us alone?
What happened to those other Alliance officers?
He's
The ones who
so-
came before me?
God, look at
They
that.
wanted to take
Yeah,
me
he's
away
doing
from
great.
here.
Look at that
I
lens
did
flare.
what I could to make their
I would
end
make
quick
J.J.
and painless.
Abrams
The Alliance
blush.
I
should
respect that you have come under a banner of peace, but I
You
cannot.
ordered your followers to kill those Alliance investigators.
No,
You must...
this was my fault. My children are innocent.
You're doing the right thing, Major.
Wait, if my children see you taking me away, they will. You have shown me the error of my ways, Commander. Now you, please, give me
them
1
1
hour.
hour.
After that, I will meet the Alliance authorities at the gates of my compound.
I'm going to
Oh,
trust you.
good.
If you betray that trust, you and all
I
your
will not
children-
betray
Your
you,
pilot can
Commander.
have an alliance.
I love that the Paragon option was like, if you betray my trust, you'll suffer.
Yeah, I know.
Commander.
Who's this? Bionic
Your
cultist.
pilot can have an alliance command
Another
patrol.
one.
Father Kyle says we biotics have to stick together.
Okay, but I think like on the way out, doesn't he just shut some doors and say, "All right, die"?
I can't remember. But
guess not.
I remember this being just a big time shit show.
Yeah, me too. It took me so long to do this.
There was one of them that is like beyond crazy. I think it's the Rogue VI one. It has so many robots, and it is really a rough fight.
We'll set up our our synthetic killer for that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the Rogue VI one.
Father
Yeah.
Kyle says we biotics have to stick together.
Okay, so they're letting us leave, which is good. Does it say we finished the mission though? Because that's like the important part.
Yeah. What did that say?
So it just says the Alliance officer started during the war. He's already killed 2 people, and officials sent into the compound. But it doesn't say anything else about it. Oh, we can open it up. Return to the Normandy. Okay, so we need to tell Hackett. That's all it is.
Gotcha.
And if that doesn't work, then we go back in and, you know.
Were you the one
Message
that
coming
sent
in.
me the like text
Patch
post
through.
meme about
Admiral Hackett.
Admiral Hackett?
Your helmsman just forwarded your report on Major Kyle. We sent in a team as you instructed. Kyle's followers
I'm
have
sorry, go ahead.
disbanded,
Do that again.
and
Say-
the
say
Major
what you said.
surrendered to us without incident.
I don't want to talk over
We'll
him.
make sure he gets the help he needs.
No, I
To be
got a
honest,
text.
Shepard, I thought this thing was going to end in a bloodbath. I don't know.
Gotcha.
How you did.
So, was it you that sent me that text post meme about Admiral Hackett?
I don't think so.
One second, I'm trying to find it. I'm gonna read it right now. Admiral Hackett. It's like a quote from him, and I'm gonna do my worst Admiral Hackett impression while I read it. Shepard, I need you to rolls dice, rescue scientists on Spin's Wheel, an abandoned mining facility from Flips Coin, the Geth and the Throws Darts, Hades Gamma Cluster.
That was
Hackett
me.
out.
I did send it to you.
It's very good. Oh man.
Alright, next one on my list Let's see. Side mission. So, Major Kyle was picked up. And now we are on to the next one.
It really is accurate. It's a super accurate. It just feels like every time you get a mission from Hackett, it is like a Mad Libs with a terrible thing, a planet, and a region of the galaxy. And that is what's up.
All right, so for this one, we just have to go all the way down to this underground facility. That's it. Makes us go all the way.
And so you already. This is another planet you already scavenged for its wealth. Good.
I scavenged every single planet.
Nice. So yeah, this is, if anyone came in and didn't hear like the original sort of gist of this stream, we're doing side missions, getting them out of the way as best as we can, and the next stream will be Novaria, I believe, which is going to be the second big story that we get through. The first one being the short little mission where we rescued Liara. Of course.
I went the complete opposite way I was supposed to go. Should I be talking to our people in between? I don't think with the side missions it matters. I don't think they say anything, right?
No, the side missions don't really unlock new dialogue. The DLC may... actually, I don't think that is true. I think really new dialogue is only unlocked after big story planets. I still do a lap anyway when I'm playing on my own, but really, honestly, basically, anytime that you're like directed to go back to the Citadel, or do a story planet, that's when like this game at least gives you good dialogue. In the other ones, there's a lot of like incidental, like interaction, especially between other characters besides Shepard, that you can like see throughout the game that's not necessarily triggered by plot points, but in this game that's not really the case. It's the kind of the same way as it was in KOTOR, where you really had to like finish a planet before stuff would unlock. KOTOR, have me back for KOTOR.
I think the way that we're going to do this is Mass Effect. I don't know if you want to do all of them in a row. I'm fine with doing all of them in a row.
Do you want to? Well, there's 3 of them, right? Well, and Andromeda. So what about Mass Effect 1, KOTOR 1, Mass Effect 2, KOTOR 2, then Mass Effect 3, and then if you're feeling squirrely, we can do a classic storyline on the Old Republic.
I don't think I do.
Well, but like the class storylines are pretty quick and very good. If you don't do any of the grindy stuff,
Lost shields.
they're fairly quick. You would, but I'm saying like you can get to level 75 in like 3 planets on that game.
Yeah.
Anymore. So I'm still doing the Imperial Agent is my only like real character that I've done. I started years ago, and I still have access to that character. I started a counselor, and I got to like level 20 with him. So I'm gonna go back and like finish him up once I'm done with the agent. But she's gonna be my main character. I'm gonna go through all the expansions and stuff with her. But I'm doing, and I may mention the stream actually, maybe the first one, but I'm doing light side Imperial Agent.
Right.
So she's like a hardcore Imperial, but she's about order. Like she doesn't like the Sith. Like I'm like role playing her. Like how like I think that this character should actually like be played, where she doesn't like the Sith. She thinks that they're like loose cannons and crazy, but she's like all about order and like Imperial society and that kind of thing. So like, you know, any chance she gets, she's like capping Sith lords and like saving people's lives and like, you know what I'm saying, like get in the way of the Republic because she thinks the Empire can do it better and that kind of stuff. And in fact, I took my first dark side like plot choice because it kind of fed into that, where on Terrace, because Terrace from KOTOR is one of the planets you can explore in the Old Republic. The agent storyline, I'm not sure. Well, it's actually the planet storyline, so it may be the same for all the classes. I'm not sure if that's the case. I haven't played the game enough to know that, but you destabilize the Republic's presence on the planet. They're trying to like. Have you played that planet?
I think so. I want to say yes.
So
I'm on chapter 3.
Same
so
planet.
I should have.
Okay, so if you may have played it, so basically, Terrace is the planet that Darth Malak bombed in KOTOR, and it's 300 years later now, and the Republic's trying to recolonize it, and the Empire is saying, "No way, I don't want that to happen." So they're basically there trying to destabilize the Republic, and the planet story is that you are like operation, like wet work, like sabotage stuff to screw with the Republic. And this whole time, the Sith Lord in charge, his apprentice is crazy. She's like bloodthirsty and nuts, and she has it in for you that if this is like a specific thing, I think I did. And basically at the end of it, you have the choice. She has her back to you. You have the choice to kill her or not kill her. And basically, you know, the whole time my character wasn't taking any of her shit, and I always take the light side option as that character, you know. But this time I put a blaster bolt because I was like, she's bad for the Empire, you know what I mean. And then she went back to my character went back to the Sith Lord in charge of the like military operations on Terrace, and he was like, "Oh, so where's Thana?" Who's the Sith Lord, the apprentice that I killed? And I had my agent just go, "I killed her. She was bad." Like to the Sith Lord's face, and he's like, I would kill you for this, but you know, she was pretty bad.
Yeah, no, I killed her too.
Yeah, but like, you know, and one of my friends who's played the Old Republic I had misgivings about playing an agent as like my main. I wanted to do it because apparently it's the best class storyline, and basically it was conceptualized as like James Bond in space, which I'm like totally into. Right. But like going through a Star Wars game and not being a Force user, I was like, this could potentially make the story resonate less. You know what I mean? Like it's not really like your story or whatever. Like even if you're more of like a regular person. And he was like, you can't think about it like that. You know, you think Han Solo wasn't Force sensitive a little bit? Like that dude's crazy. Like he's such a crazy good pilot that there's like gotta be some sensitivity there, right? So like your agent character is so skilled that she can take on Jedi Masters and get like one of them and like put them in the dirt. Like you are so strong that it doesn't really matter if you can use the Force or not. It doesn't matter. You're still like shaking up stuff. So that's how I thought about it. Form the character around it. But I'm having a great time with it, honestly. Like I don't like MMOs. This is really the only one I've ever played like in depth. And I'm digging it. I like my character a lot. She's cool.
Yeah, it is a really
She's a
good
badass. I don't know how good it was, and they've patched it over 9 years. So I don't, this product apparently is not even like reminiscent of what it was back in the day. But I'll tell you right now, it's a BioWare story and it's just as good as any of the other ones. Maybe better. And the fact that there's basically 8 full game length stories you can do, and that's before you get to any of the expansions, is like a big deal.
And it's free. Yeah,
and it's free, for sure. Like, you can absolutely play it for free and not feel hemmed in at all. So, yeah. Anybody thinks that sounds rad? In the
Check it
chat, check out Star Wars: The Old Republic. You can literally play it for free, so why not? But yeah, apparently, and I also read that the Jedi Knight storyline is like apparently pound for pound what the KOTOR 3 story was going to be.
Gotcha.
Like before they scrapped KOTOR 3 and they did this instead. If you want to play KOTOR 3, that's also how you do it. Is just play a Jedi Knight. But yeah. So this fight doesn't seem to have been going well. I wasn't paying attention. I was waxing nostalgic about Star Wars.
No, dude, this fight is
I was just yelling about my Imperial agent. Like some asshole who doesn't take gaming seriously. All of these fights in this exact environment are super rough.
We just. I thought I just took that dude's health all the way down. Let's see. Is Unity almost up? No. Because why would it be?
Yeah. I'm never ready for a Krogan to bum rush me.
Yeah.
And it,
I've lost shields.
but anyway, the reason that that we were even talking about the Old Republic, I'm into trading off Mass Effect with KOTOR if you're into that. I think that that's a pretty cool thing, especially because KOTOR is kind of short.
Yeah.
Like you can get through both of those games combined 50 hours tops. Like, and that's if you're like hitting everything.
Yeah.
So.
They're quick.
I've lost shields.
How is it two shields with one goddamn head, dude?
Go, go, go!
Because you're bad at the video games. He said, not playing the video game.
Ooh, actually, on stream, I completely forgot. Last night, not last night. Oh shit, did he die? No, I hate the Krogans. They have like that pop back up ability,
Yeah.
and now he's back at full health, ready to go.
I always forgot about that until it happened again. Like, basically, like, in the same playthrough, I would forget about it over and over. What happened last night? Or not last night?
So Friday, I was interviewed for a podcast, for a gaming podcast.
Oh yeah, you talked about it last week.
Yeah.
How'd it go?
It went really well. Everybody can find it on Diamond of Truth podcast. Wherever your podcasts are sold.
Which is everywhere, apparently. It's 2020.
Yeah. But yeah, it's hosted by my friend Virgil. I went to high school with him way back. And I think so it's pretty cool. It was fun.
That's really awesome. I wish I could be on a podcast someday. Someday it'll happen, probably. We'll see. But that's hype. That's really cool. So you just talked about DMing and stuff, or did it kind of digress into other things?
So last week's was actually about Twitch. It was about my
Oh,
whole
nice.
Twitch setup and stuff like that, and how I've been doing with this. In a couple weeks, I'm going on Sam's friend's podcast, and that's the one I'll be doing DMing and stuff like that for. So,
Gotcha. Are you DMing?
No,
Like,
I'm
on
sorry,
the-
we're
it's an
talking
actual
about it.
play,
We're
right?
talking about it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
Very
it'll
cool.
be like conversation. So I'm pretty excited. We'll see how it goes.
Nice.
Sweet, we leveled up. Yeah.
While we're on the subject of D&D podcasts, which is a pretty niche conversation, I guess. I haven't listened to one since Adventure Zone because I love Adventure Zone so much that I kind of find it hard to watch other people besides the McElroys play D&D.
Yeah.
I got into Dimension 20, but that's got a visual component, you know what I mean? And I love college humor. So that was fine. But now I'm thinking about starting Not Another D&D podcast, which is from 3 former college humor people. It's different than Dimension 20.
Yeah,
They've
I've
got a
heard about
full, they've got like a full campaign in the can that they just finished, and they have their second campaign's up, and they apparently do. You know how like Adventure Zone was very focused on the story, like every episode that's not a commentary or the Adventure Zone is in the campaign. They're not really side stuff, whatever. Apparently, Not Another D&D podcast does like one-shots or challenge fights and stuff, which I think is really cool and interesting, but it may not be. I just don't have a lot of experience with other actual play shows, so I don't know if other people do that, but like the idea that it's not just about their campaign, that like they'll do other fun, like campaign adjacent stuff.
Right.
Is pretty interesting. So I've been thinking about getting started on it. Frankly, I've been listening to a Star Trek podcast, and it's kind of derailed all of my other podcast watching.
All I want is this bastard. Please. He's a man.
So I think that, but anyway, I think that that's next. Like once I get done with Star Trek: The Next Conversation.
You don't get to lie. Not today. Today it all comes
Yeah.
out.
What all
It's
comes out?
after this.
I'm listening, but I
You
need.
don't. I want to go to sleep without screaming.
Can't you see the Tombs is
But if I
crazy?
can't get that, I'll have to settle for killing the men who took my life away.
What did the doctor do to you?
We were the Thresher
Oh,
Maws.
yeah, this is all about like the
I
sleeping
woke up in a
and
holding
shit.
cell.
What kind of
Sign-
tests are we
You
talking?
can't believe Tombs.
Ever had Thresher Maw acid in your veins?
Thresher Maw.
He's
Heard
got
of
that
some
gun, like,
organization.
Get the gun
It's
real
justice.
close
This
to that
man
guy's
deserves
face,
to
and he's
die.
not paying attention to it at
So,
all.
are you going to kill me or
You're
not?
better than this, Tombs.
Don't tell me. The rest of the unit died, and I was tortured for years.
Tombs, if I could have helped you on a cruise, I.
Maybe. the
Oh, this
screaming
is
will
this
stop
is
now.
related to your backstory, isn't it?
I don't know.
I think so. Yeah.
It is potentially. And like, did you pick the one where you're
Those
the lone
bastards
survivor
can't
or
hurt you
whatever?
anymore.
Yeah.
Joker.
Okay, then yeah, this is related to your backstory.
Oh, I guess we have to exit the bunker. They just kicked us on out. We got some money though, so that's nice.
Nice.
So pretty much we just slayed all of those people for next to no reason.
Yeah, that happens. The lines get anyway. Yeah, Star Trek: The Next Conversation. It's like the main podcast I'm listening to right now. It's by two. Have I mentioned James Bonding? It's my other like favorite podcast besides the McElroys.
No.
Message coming in.
Okay, so James Bonding
I reviewed
is
the report on the
two
situation, Captain.
guys. They're
I'm
like
glad to see you were able to
like
take
Hollywood
good
comedy
care of
writers
yourself. Thank you again for your assistance.
talking about James Bond, and I love it. It's a great show. So one of them, Matt Myra, is the host of Star Trek: The Next Conversation,
Okay.
and he is a like Star Trek expert, and his buddy Andy Secunda is like he loves the original series and the movies, but he like never watched Next Generation. So they're going through Next Generation, and because I'd never seen Next Generation, I was like kind of watching along with the podcast, and then I like bypassed what the podcast had gotten up to, whatever. But like, they're both writers on the Goldbergs on ABC, so they get really into the TV production side of Star Trek. They talk about, you know, like really inside baseball type stuff about TV production and like how it could have been, you know, the show was created, and it's interesting. You know, one of them's like a veteran podcaster. Matt Meyer is a veteran podcaster. Andy is like a novice podcaster too. This is his like only podcast. So like, the show is very expert on two things and then very like haphazard and dumb in other ways, and they do a lot of like jock Jock Talk, Drive Time Radio, sound effect, soundboard stuff, but it's all Star Trek sound effects.
Oh, well, that's good.
Yeah. So, like, you know, that kind of thing. But anyway, it's a good show. So anyway, it's like derailed my whole podcast diet because it's like basically all I want to listen to for months. Meanwhile, you're fighting your second space worm in 2 weeks.
So I fought probably 5. But yeah, yes, second on the
On stream.
On stream. So I thought that I did all the planets. I guess I didn't do this one. So I have it written down as Ereshkura, the entire planet.
Oh, good.
There is reasoning behind getting out and shooting
Shooting
them.
it
You
with
get that
bullets.
extra experience.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. You get a lot of extra experience. So if we were in the car, that's why I tend to get out of the car to shoot like the Geth randos and everything.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
And I'm an idiot. I have Rex with us. That was dumb. But I didn't realize that I didn't finish this part, so that's fine.
How did they get? So okay, this model, that wreckage you just looked at.
Mhm.
I don't know if they even have these in this game, but later on that model is used for like flying cars.
Really?
So that's just a flying car in like Mass Effect 2. But I guess in this game that model was like conceived to be like a space shuttle, not like but like a tiny little like
Right.
shuttlecraft. But in Mass Effect 2 and 3, it's literally just a space car, like a flying car.
Well, that's kind of what it looks like
Yeah.
size-wise.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, it absolutely is like they reused that asset, straightened up the fenders, and now it's just it's a flying car.
Yeah.
But, you know, I just didn't assume they went into atmosphere and shit, but apparently.
Apparently
They do.
Alright, so, organics. We need things against synthetics. Do we have anything like that? We should.
It's the electric rounds, right?
So, it's the... What did I just equip? Armor piercing.
Oh, nice. Yeah, they kind of changed that up in later games. They make disruptor ammo and incendiary ammo. Disruptor's good against synthetics, and incendiary's good against, like, organics. And then I think there's another one. But this one's got, like, crazy ammo types. It's got, like, acid rounds and stuff.
Yeah, that's what we were using for a bit, the acid rounds, because it causes toxic damage, and then their shields can't reply, or replenish or whatever.
Yeah. This game is a lot more RPG-ish than the other two.
Yeah.
The other two are much better, though,
So-
for it, I think.
You have not played Dragon Age, right?
I've played Dragon Age Origins, not finished it though. It's one of those that I've started 4 times and I've never finished, but the most recent time I got pretty far. I've got like most of the companions. I beat the Chantry Tower big story mission, and I just got to the big, like, the capital city, but I haven't like explored it.
Gotcha. Okay, so you've done nothing, pretty much.
Oh, is that what that means?
Yeah.
That was like 20 hours a game.
Yeah, no, you've done nothing.
But all right.
You have done nothing.
Okay. All right.
Let's see. Yeah, we're trying to go to the debris over here. But dude, Dragon Age is massive. Now,
Yeah.
of course, you can skip everything, like I've been kind of doing here, or like in KOTOR. But okay, electronics is too late. Thanks, Tali, for being a little bitch. You gotta kill some Geth. Yeah, dude, Dragon Age, I just feel like is extremely intense, and I really want to do that one. But that one's kind of the same way with, the first one is very RPG heavy, and like turn-based, not really, I shouldn't say turn-based.
It plays like KOTOR, but it's hard.
Yeah.
It's so much harder than KOTOR is.
And then the second one, I've only played a little bit of it, because I couldn't get into it. It's much more hack and slash.
I've heard that it's really good though from people. That it's like not as bad as like common belief would tell you that it is.
Right.
In
I
the
really
same
do.
way as like Alpha Protocol, which I brought up on another stream from Obsidian, they're like espionage RPG
Yeah.
is like pretty good. It made some weird decisions.
Right. Yeah,
But I
so
played a little bit of Dragon Age Inquisition
Inquisition
randomly.
insane.
It was
So good.
different. It was super different because I'd played Origin and then nothing else, and I never finished Origin. And then Inquisition is like, it's a whole different ballgame.
We haven't saved, so I need to go to save. We need to do this. We won't really save. We gotta probably get out of the jam range. Yeah. Yeah, Inquisition was cool because it has like this aspect of like strategy. Like you need to be very strategic with a.
Negative contact.
Kidding me?
I mean, you're basically like the general of an army, right?
Yeah. So you
That's
end
so-
up that way.
That's really rad.
And you can like send your troops out to do whatever. You can have people with you. You know, it's
I need to play it. I'm such a BioWare fan, but like I couldn't play Baldur's Gate either. You know what I mean? Like I like D&D. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm a fan, right? But like Baldur's Gate was like so tough, and Dragon Age hard as fuck. And it's just like, man, come on. Like I know how this works. Like just let me.
Well, don't
Yeah,
worry.
this
I'll play Dragon Age on. I'll play at least the first one.
Yeah.
And since I haven't played the second one, maybe I'll play the second one too. But what bothers me, and I'm not sure if it's the same way for Mass Effect, but the
Mhm.
servers for Dragon Age no longer work. So my data that I have from Mass Effect 1, I'm sorry, from Dragon Age Origins, wouldn't go over to Dragon Age.
Oh, that sucks. Oh well.
It's just world building stuff. It's not.
But they have that. They have those options. Those like little DLC things where you can make all those decisions, then import.
Yeah.
So you can still get the like world state the way you want it, even if you are unable to actually like import a character. You know, but honestly, you know, I love Mass Effect, but if I'm going through Mass Effect, I normally skip this one and I just start with Mass Effect 2.
Really.
I've played this one 3 or 4 times, maybe 5, and I've played 2 and 3 like 7 or 8 times because this one's just, you know, frustrating sometimes. You know, while it's really important, it's not like the meat and potatoes of the story. You know what I mean? Kind of how like, and don't get me wrong, I love the prequels, but how like episode 1 feels a little disconnected to the rest of that trilogy because it takes place a little farther ahead. You know what I mean? Like it takes place 10 years or whatever before. Like this one takes place 2 years before Mass Effect 2. But like they do such a good job in Mass Effect 2 of like catching you up because this game wasn't on PS3 and the Mass Effect 2 was. So like they wrote it so that PlayStation gamers would like not feel left out in the cold or whatever. And it works so that like you can kind of skip this one and stuff like this doesn't happen. There's critical mission failures, you know. Because I just think that like Mass Effect 2 starts off on such a high note and it like stays just like fully like in gear the whole time. And you know, we talked on the first stream about how Mass Effect 1 is kind of like a slow burn.
Yeah.
So normally, it doesn't mean I don't like the game. It just means that I really into the good shit. So, you know, I don't know. I played this one last time in college, I think. And it's been a couple years since I played it. But yeah, if I were you, going back to the other subject, I wouldn't do Dragon Age until you're finished Witcher, because I know they're different games, but I think playing 2 like dark fantasy RPGs side by side is kind of dope.
Oh, you said Witcher. Yeah. No, I completely agree.
Yeah, you need to finish up Witcher probably before you get to Dragon Age. In the same way that it was like, maybe don't do two different Fallout games.
That was, yeah. And then I ended up not even finishing New Vegas, but you know what? I will play that tonight instead of Bannerlord.
Oh, good. Get back on that horse. That radioactive horse with 2 hits.
We are almost done with it, actually.
Oh, good.
Probably halfway, maybe a little over halfway. So.
Not bad. But yeah, anyway,
Yeet, gotta yeet.
I do like what I've
Aaron,
seen.
Thanks for the follow.
Nice. I do like what I've seen from Dragon Age, which I thought was a lot, but apparently was nothing.
It was nothing, Jon Snow.
The sort of their dwarf culture is cool. Like the Deep Roads, I think, are very rad. Their like elven sects are interesting. Like the Dalish elves are really cool, and the fact that like there's Dalish elves and city elves and stuff. Like the whole history of the elves in that setting is interesting. Kind of like how it is in Witcher, but a little less depressing.
Only a little bit. I'm trying to get back to Mako so we can. Well, that's not gonna happen.
But yeah, I think my biggest issue really with Dragon Age is that it's very like demon based, and I don't really care that much about the demon stuff in fantasy. So I don't know. It's like an acquired taste. Like, I respect that it's like well written, and I love BioWare, but it's just so fucking hard, and I haven't really gotten into it. So I try my best. We'll see.
Exit. Get that bonus kill point.
Give me free shipping, Geth Prime.
This should be fun.
So, we have to defeat 3 more of those Geth pillars. And they're all in this, not cluster, but, or maybe it's a cluster. I don't know.
Yeah.
They're all in the Armstrong Nebula.
Yep.
So we leveled up from that, which is good.
Nice.
Yeah, we're actually doing really well. I didn't think that we'd be able to run through these this quickly. So it's only 8:13.
Nice.
So what planet is it? It's I didn't write it down. Maybe I just didn't do this galaxy. I haven't written it down.
Oh, this system's named after Yuri Gagarin, the first man in orbit. The Soviet cosmonaut on Sputnik, I think. If I'm wrong, don't tell me I'm wrong.
Let's get dangerous. Yeah, so I guess I didn't do any of these planets because I wrote Empire next to them. So not a big deal. We can just run through these outposts. I'm not going to stress out about it.
I feel you.
Because I think most of like these anomaly things we're going to need Tali for. So again, I'll just run through it at the end of these.
Cool.
I think, assuming that spec up there is where we're going to go. So we're going to go up this one. Right? Yeah. That's good. Yeah, so Chris and I missed you last night.
Yeah, was he on the stream or was he just in the chat?
No, he was on the stream. Yeah, he was like,
Oh.
"Bruh, let me talk about the outfits of everybody. I was like, all right, you want to? He's like, yeah, bet. I was like, all right.
That's awesome. Man, you
Yeah.
should have let me know. I mean, I was real tired, so you know. But yeah, you should have let me know.
It was weird because it kept muting him, like his
Weird.
phone, because he was doing it on his phone. It kept
Gotcha.
muting the call every 2 seconds. So we'd be talking and then be quiet. I'd be like, yeah.
Very strange.
And the game shit out on me like 4 times, and I was getting mad. You know when you play a game and it just doesn't work. Well, quit. Give up. Done.
I'm still trying to figure out how to get the DLC unlocked on this. I figured out another way to Google it and it didn't work that time either. So we'll see. We'll find out. But yeah, that's interesting. That's cool. I'm glad that it was a good time. I don't even know what Bannerlords is actually. I don't think I saw the first stream either.
I think you would enjoy it.
What is?
Are Husks synthetics? Are they
They're the skeleton boys.
right, but do you know?
Yeah, oh
if they
yeah,
count-
yeah. They're synthetic. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Then I'll leave this on. This gun on. Look at all these boxes. Vanilla bread.
So what's Bannerlords?
So there's a game. I don't know if you played the first one or saw anything about the first one. It's called Mount and Blade.
I've heard of it, but I don't know anything about it. I've heard the title.
So they came. There's a bunch of them actually, and they're all kind of the same thing. But so it's like early historic Europe, medieval world map conquer games.
Oh, cool.
So it's a lot of like strategy and stuff.
Yo, I saw. I don't know if you're into like big time RTSs, but I was watching a stream of Carolyn Page from formerly from College Humor, playing Total War Warhammer, and yo, that game looks crazy.
I have it. I have it actually.
Have you played it?
Yeah.
I mean, the level of detail in that thing, like you can zoom all the way down on individual units and they are like fully rendered, like as if they expect you to look at every unit, every fight. You know? Like it's crazy. I don't know. Like I haven't played an RTS in a long time, so seeing what they are, like the state of those things now, is like truly impressive.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, check it out. I don't know if it's a great stream game, to be fair, because I was kind of lost. It wasn't like her first episode,
Right.
you know? And so she was just kind of like in the middle of the campaign, just like fucking around with an RTS. And I'm like, I'm kind of lost. So I don't know if it's a good stream, but definitely check it out on since you have it clearly.
I lost it. What did you say? Oh shit. Oh fuck.
Definitely check that game out, but I don't think it's a good stream game
Gotcha.
because it's, you know, sort of just micromanaging.
Lost shields.
That's a lot of what Bannerlord is. A lot of micromanaging.
Yeah.
But you get to be, so you get your own character as well as like an entire army. That sort of thing. So,
Nice. That's cool.
like the whole point is you are trying to become king of the United Kingdom.
Oh, right. That's awesome. Yo, so you watch Game of Thrones, right? Like you have watched Game of Thrones. So have you seen their tabletop game, like the Song of Ice and Fire tabletop, like RPG?
I have not played it.
Yeah. So do you know like the main concept of it, like the idea behind the tabletop game? You don't really like, you know how in D&D generally, like basically any tabletop game, everybody makes their own character and they meet in the tavern, for instance, right? Like they come together for something, but they're not necessarily like supposed to be sharing a background.
Right.
in A Song of Ice and Fire, the role-playing game, you together build a house, like a Westeros house, and you're all members of the house. And that's basically the idea. Like the whole team, it's more like cooperative, like even on a backstory level than any other thing I've ever seen. And it drops you into like, ideally, it drops you like right into the middle of the War of Five Kings, which is like the main war from Game of Thrones, the series.
Right.
And you're just like a house of any size. Apparently you can make like Lannister size house. You know what I mean? Like a big power player, where you can make like a smaller sort of like, did you play the Telltale games? Game of Thrones video game?
No, I heard they were really good though.
Oh, so good, dude. Oh man. Maybe that's a stream game, really. Telltale is like kind of
Yeah.
a simple thing. Maybe don't have a guest
maybe-
on that
maybe-
one, because
yeah,
I
maybe
would just
guest.
have a position.
Yeah.
I would love to be there for it, but you know that I don't have game audio.
Right. Yeah.
Anyway, the reason I bring it up is in that game you play like a small bannerman house of the Starks. So you can play like as low or as high as you want. It already serves one house. And I think that's bad. I think that's like a super cool thing to do. You know, because especially in Game of Thrones, it's like you're not getting like weird, at least until the end. You're not getting weird like inter-allegiant like groups working together. You know what I mean? It's mostly people working for one house or another. And I think that you kind of need that to get the feel of the game.
Yeah, I'd be down.
Yeah, I'd be super. Yeah. I kept thinking about getting the core book, and I definitely have my group that I play with here, like physically, like not my office group, but like my friends from high school are big Game of Thrones fans. So I think that I could get them to play it, but like we already have a pretty Westerosi feeling D&D game going, so I kind of thought it would be a little superfluous to learn a new system just for like Game of Thrones. You know what I mean? So I hadn't pulled the trigger on it. The other one that I was thinking looked really good was The Expanse, that sci-fi show and novel series.
I heard that's a really good show.
It's because it launched in like 2015, I think, and all of the like news headlines for reviews of it were like, it's Game of Thrones in space. People just didn't have anything to like describe it against. But it is really good. Like I read the first book, and it's a rare thing where the TV show, I think, in my opinion, is actually better than the book. Because the book's long-winded in a bad way. Like long-winded in a way, in my opinion, at least the first one, because I didn't read the other ones. But the first one's long-winded in a way that I don't feel like adds anything. It just is kind of like long-winded for the sake of being long-winded. Whereas Game of Thrones, for instance, to continue the analogy, is like long-winded in a way that I feel like absolutely adds to the world and that kind of thing. Whereas The Expanse was just kind of, I don't know. Anyway, but the TV show is really, really, really good. The problem with the TV show is that it's Sci-Fi Channel, and not to dunk on Sci-Fi Channel, but season 1. They don't have a lot of money, right? So like the main cast is fine, but they're not great.
Right.
But then when the show got really good in season 2 and 3, they bring in like brilliant, super awesome, more expensive character actors, and they steal the show from the main cast. You know what I mean? They brought in that Pakistani lady from who is the quarry in Mass Effect 2 during Tally's trial. They bring her in, and she's got a really unique voice. Like you can always hear her no matter what she's doing, if it's voice roles or whatever. She was also in 24. They brought in Jared, I can't remember his name. The British guy from Mad Men is in there.
I thought you were gonna
He's
say
really-
Jared Leto. I was like, bro.
No, not Jared Leto. But like, you know what I mean. So they just bring in like brilliant, super good character actors that like since have overshadowed the acting ability of like the main cast that have been there since day one. And that's like the only thing that's wrong with The Expanse. Otherwise, it is like a very good like pulp. Well, it's not even really pulp. Like it's actually really grounded physics and science in it, but it is like a space opera. A lot of politics and a lot of whatever. Basically, the plot is that Mars has been colonized, and it is a superpower to rival Earth. And there's another faction called the Belters, which are basically asteroid miners that live in the asteroid belt. And they have kind of like evolved into their own society. And they're trapped between Earth and Mars, and they're trying to gain their independence. The Belters are. Mars is trying to, slug it out with Earth, and everybody's kind of caught. It's very cool. It's very, very good. So definitely check it out, for sure. But anyway, they have a tabletop game now that apparently is like 2 thumbs up. Like it's apparently like very, very good. I don't know a lot about it because I haven't really like looked into it myself, but I think it's cool.
I have so many games. I have so many shows I want to watch. So many games I gotta play.
Yeah. The quarantine's been great for that for me.
Not so much for me.
I'll tell you that. Yeah, I'm still working too, but I don't really have any option to do anything outside of that, so just watch volleyball anime.
I just want to watch my volleyball anime.
You can't stop me. But
There's no
yeah,
power in the verse that can stop me.
no power in the verse. Oh man, I need to watch Firefly again. Good thing that would take literally 2 days. Oh man, I forget that they put like literal dropships on your head in this game.
This is the one
Just one out.
Yeah. Pistol just pop, pop, pop.
Well, you only have to get the last hit on it to get the experience boost. So, late as usual, but I have arrived. Well, it's nice to have you. Thanks. It's me and Nick.
Oh hey, what's happening?
Give me 1 second. Alright. Got one more planet left for these Geth people, is what they're called now.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so tabletop wise, we have that project that's coming up, which is going to be awesome.
Yeah.
And then, so I have all of these games. We have the D6 Star Wars I want to do.
Yeah.
We have the Force of Destiny and Edge of the Empire.
I haven't really read I have the 3 core books for the Fantasy Flight Star Wars games, Edge of the Empire, Age of Rebellion, and Force and Destiny, but I haven't really read deep into them. And for my money, that D6 system is like all to play Star Wars. You know what I mean? Like it seems like the Fantasy Flight games are like unnecessarily complicated compared to how rock solid that West End Games D6 Star Wars game seemingly is. But I got the Alien, like Ridley Scott's Alien.
Oh yeah,
recently.
you told me.
Yeah, it just came out like this year, like January, and I haven't played it yet. But it's geared. You can like specifically geared towards one shots, or campaign play if you want. But it's basically like, the aliens are coming, and you're probably not gonna live that long. And I'm into it. I think that that's a pretty cool way to do it. I don't think you could really have a horror game that's not at least geared towards the possibility that your people aren't going to live. Because, like, what's the point,
Yeah.
But the other one that does that is, like, have you seen Dread? It's basically... No. It's basically horror one-shots. You can do whatever you want. But the system is you make your characters, but they don't have stats. And you play with a Jenga tower.
Oh yeah.
And whenever you want to take... Yeah. So whenever you take an action, just for the chat, I'll describe it. Whenever you take an action, you got to pull a block out of the tower. And if it's an especially crazy thing that you want to do, you got to pull out 2 or whatever. GM's discretion. When you knock down the tower, your character's gonna die. They're gonna die, and they don't necessarily die like immediately, but like next time that the story presents a way for your character to die, they're gonna die. Or you can on purpose knock over the tower and like go out in a blaze of glory. Which I think is a really cool thing to do. One shots, no math, just skill and luck. So, and potentially you can live, right? Like if no one knocks down a tower, cool, you made it out. But what are the odds? And the GM will tell you to pull a brick whenever, or you can pull a brick like at your own discretion. Like you say, oh, I want to do this, and you go ahead and pull a brick. Or you'll say, blah, 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 and they'll, tell you to pull a brick. But I think it sounds, and it's sort of obviously not. I guess they're, but like why? You don't really need one. You know what I mean? What else did you have though? You were doing this.
So, so there's also I have a Fallout tabletop game that I want to play, but I also don't want to play. It's more geared toward like Warhammer style play.
Oh yeah,
But
with
there's
like
also
figurine.
the D20 base. So I think it would be hard to put into practice. So there's that, but then there's also a 3.5 edition Exodus.
Oh,
I think
like
I told you
D&D
about
3.5.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, you told me about that. That's interesting. Are they official or fan made?
It's official. It's official.
Really?
So Exodus is not. It's not actually Fallout. Is the problem. So,
It's okay. I got you. It's like a generic sort of survival wasteland thing.
yeah. So. Shit. Get out.
Nice.
Do know the
You got grenade.
Do know the Zero damage. I'm gonna go around the other side. Oh shit. Okay.
That did not work.
But so there are like super muties and ghouls, but it's spelled I think GH UULS.
Yeah,
You
that's
shot that backwards. Are you kidding me?
that's very on brand. I'm into that. I think that that's cool. I've never played 3.5, and I feel like it is a harder D20 system. Like I'm spoiled by 5e.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
It's good.
That's cool. I got another couple interesting ones too. Troika, which is like a old school revival type thing. It's sort of like Planescape thing. Maybe not Planescape's not the best word, but there is basically like spherical dimensions in space, and you have a ship and you're flying between whatever. And so like the GM basically has the power to make whatever the world they want, and the system will let you pretty easily integrate your players into it. And it's like really whimsical. It's got like a weird sort of like Hitchhiker's Guide comedic feel to it, where everything's kind of random and British. I haven't played it yet, and in fact I had it at my desk at work, and I haven't been able to get back in there for 4 months or whatever, so it'll be a while before I can play Troika. Let's see, what else did I get? I talked about Night Witches last stream, but there was another game by the same designer called Grey Ranks that I got recently. That is based on the real life. It's kind of a bummer, actually. The real life Warsaw Uprising in World War II. And the Grey Ranks were like Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts who like helped the uprising, and basically you play as these kids who have to like fight the Nazis in their occupied city, and it is like really bleak and fucked up. And,
Gotcha.
but it's like there's something interesting about it. I can't remember what. It's been a couple weeks since I read the book, and I can't remember what the core mechanic is. But there's some mechanic that is very interesting. I think you play on maybe like a grid, like your mental standing is judged on a grid based on like what you've had to go through. Yeah, I can't remember. It seems really cool. I need to play it. I haven't played it yet either, but like, point is, I feel you. I've got a whole bunch of tabletop games that I haven't really played. I played White Box. I did a full campaign of White Box, original D&D, and I have played 5e, and I ran Night Witches, and am still running Night Witches. But that's really, the breadth of my experience at this point. And I just have these books stacking up. So,
I know. Me too. I filled up I was gonna say Tupperware, but like a tub, like a 30 or 40 gallon tub of just.
Oh yeah, you sent me that picture.
Yeah,
Hey, honestly, my opinion is, if you're a big nerd, which I am, and even if I never get to play him, I could eventually. So why not? Why not?
I was going through my D&D books because we were playing a game a couple weeks ago, and I was missing Xanathar's Guide.
Mm-hmm.
There's another one that I was missing too. And I was like, no, that's not right. I had all of this. What happened?
Mm-hmm.
So I specifically bought every single book. Like I got them all on sale on Amazon. Specifically bought them. So then my party reminded me that I was really, really poor at one point.
Mm-hmm.
I sold my books.
And so they have your books. Well, they're theirs.
Yeah, they're theirs. So I'm not going to be like, oh, I'll give them back. I'm just going to get them copies.
Yeah.
But shit, I was that poor that I gave away my
Man, that's rough. I remember this fight, this Mako Jeep stunts fight. It's crazy. You just keep doing laps around this. I have like sense memories of how rough this fight was.
Yeah, I'm not actually going to hop out and try to shoot.
Yeah.
Well, maybe this one.
Anyway, I got all of the books for 5e. I've been, I've mentioned it to you, but I've been really lucky to, be able to save during all this and stuff. And so, one of the couple like splurgy things that I've done was go on Amazon and get the 3 like core 5e books that I didn't have, because I had the Player's Handbook, I had the Monster Meeting one, I had DM Guide, but I didn't have Xanathars, and I didn't have Volos, and I didn't have what's the other one? The 6th core book.
So it's Xanathars, Volos, and Mordecai and Stone.
Yeah, I didn't have Tome of Foes either. So I got those 3, and then I got Saltmarsh, because it's got all the rules for like nautical stuff. And I got, I mean, Saltmarsh might as well be a core book, because that's a very expansive rule set addition that they've added. So I got that, and I got Out of the Abyss, which I've always wanted to run, and I got Storm King's Thunder, which my friend always wanted to run. So hopefully, once the quarantine ends, we'll be able to get into more of that stuff. I've still been playing D&D with my work group, but my like actual friends I haven't gotten to meet yet. Because the work group, we just use Skype over our work computers, which is probably not great.
You gotta do what you gotta do. We've been using Facebook.
Yeah. We actually last week ended up started using Facebook Messenger because one of our people got fired. So we were like, let's not do our. And he wasn't fired because of this, but randomly he ended up getting canned. So we were like, on to a different system. Yeah. So it is what it is. I felt bad, especially at a time like this. But he seems cool with it. He said he was going to be able to like homeschool his daughter during all this and stuff.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, every cloud is silver lining. Dark. Yeah.
I love that. Oh shit, it's just me. Alright.
You got those grenades you never use.
Alright, so let's use Unity and try to rally them back.
Mm-hmm.
Come on back, y'all. Come on back.
It's wild that they always both die.
Yeah. Well, apparently they. Oh. Shit.
Do you have them set on like aggro mode? Are they just like bum rushing everybody you fight?
No, they should rally around me. That's the thing. That's what I don't get.
Very strange.
I know we're in the middle of combat, but.
Let me open this crate.
I think this Geth terminal. Yeah, let's download that data.
Nice.
I wish that you could constantly sprint, and you can't, and it's really obnoxious and shitty.
Oh yeah, it takes a million years to jog slowly everywhere in this game.
Yeah. Oh shit. Oh no, I don't even remember where we saved. Shit.
Did it not autosave when you came in here?
It might have. I hope so. It better have. Nope.
No.
But we are on the planet. We are on the planet, so that's important.
Good.
We just have to do that battle again, which sucks.
Yeah.
It's all right. Let's see. Here's what I should really do. Oh, I already have their stuff upgraded. Okay. Except for his. Let's get him some good shields. And, good sniper rifle.
Nice.
Let's give him some weapon stability. And, oop, that's not what we're using right now. Let's do some cryo rounds.
I think that the first time I played this game, I manually like leveled up Garrus to be like a shotgun, like in your face kind of guy, because I was a assault rifle user.
Right.
So in Mass Effect 2, I remember the first time I played it, I was surprised that he was like canonically a badass sniper.
Yeah.
Because you know, like I did it myself, right? So like I didn't realize that that was what he was supposed to be. So when he was like holed up in that, well, no spoilers.
Yeah.
Anyway,
He did the thing.
when he was a sniper, I was very surprised.
Jeez. There's no way to send a GIF on here, but I think I can send advising his interest in groups. Yes. I know that that message was like from 20 minutes ago. I saw it and I meant to reply.
It was just because we were yelling about dice for 20 minutes. My phone's dead. I can't look at the chat. How many people do we got watching? All right, what's up, y'all?
Hey, 5 is better than none.
Yeah, 5's good for sure.
So when I've been doing banner rewards, people from like England, oh shit, nobody streams this. Like,
Yeah.
guess what? I do.
Nice. That's really cool.
I guess it's in like their games to watch. I think there's like a recommended games to watch.
Interesting. Like I've said before, I really only mess with the with your stream and with College Humor people. So, because I'm not like the biggest video game fan like blanket statement, right? Like I like what games I do like a lot, and then I don't really pay a lot of heed to anything else. So when it comes to the game recommended on Twitch, I'm not like out here looking for anyone playing that game. I'm more concerned about who is playing the game. So I don't really mess with any of that stuff, but that's interesting that they found your stream just kind of randomly depending on what you were playing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm here for
Yeah. It's really cool. It's a really interesting thing. God, this fucking sucks. So terrible. I'm thinking this is going to be the last planet you can get to tonight, since we're quitting at 9.
Not that I have a way to actually heal. I don't have any Omni Gel left, but I'm gonna get the shield back up in there.
Hey man, you gotta melt your pistol to get more Omnigel. That's a callback to my favorite character that I created. My earlier character that I created.
And if you just keep running into them, you can shoot them, right?
That is how it works. It actually is how it works in this game. They will literally just like keep falling down.
But if I use the rocket, then it does damage to us.
Yeah, it's not the best idea.
Go!
Yo! Did you hear about the Bad Batch? No, you told me. Never mind. Anyone who's watching, new Star Wars cartoon coming out. The Bad Batch. No, dude, it's a new series is what I read.
Oh, you motherfucker.
No.
This is gonna be the last one. We're doing this planet and then we're done. But,
Gotcha. But yeah, it's Dave Filoni produced sequel to the Clone Wars series. So the Bad Batch I told you on chat is basically like a Dirty Dozen type Spec Ops mutated clone commando force.
Sorry,
So
we have a question in the chat.
okay.
Will this new Star Wars also make me cry, Big Bad?
Yeah, it absolutely will, because Dave Filoni's in charge, and that's the only thing that he likes to do is make you cry. So it's gonna happen. You can count on that. That's a me guarantee. Anyway, so they're a Spec Ops group, but seemingly from what I read, it's post Clone Wars, and they are mercenaries now. And so I'm thinking it's going to be like an A-team episodic, we're taking a job thing. Like early Empire era, which is going to be really cool too. I bet you we see young Vader on it. I bet you we see baby Boba Fett when he's like teen Boba Fett. I mean, I bet you we see probably like Aura Singh, and I bet you that we see Woody Harrelson's character from Solo in it too, because that's about the time period. So I'm excited about it. Because in Rebels we're gonna see Baby Yoda. Baby Yoda is gonna be like 20 years old in this one, so that's gonna be hype. Still a baby. I'm excited about it, obviously, but the most interesting thing about it is that, like, they're definitely gonna do those kind of cameo stuff. Like, because in Rebels you had Leia and like Lando, like Billy D came back to be Lando, just like pulling a scheme. So I think they'll do the same kind of thing again, and it's gonna be very cool. I'm not like the biggest fan of the Bad Batch. I think that they're kind of like, how Star Wars is like all homage,
Now, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like in a blender. Batch is like too overtly an homage, right? Like they're just the Dirty Dozen.
Gotcha.
But I'd rather have the show than nothing. And that's how I approach it. But I've never seen anything Star Wars I didn't love except for Rise of Skywalker, most of it.
And even that was still.
Even that was like still like pretty good.
We can't talk about 5 or Commander Cody because I am not caught up.
Oh, who said that?
Paige.
Oh, nice. Yeah, don't. No clone spoilers. You do need to finish the Clone Wars. I know I've told you for years to do it, and you actually made some movement, right? Did you get into like season 3 or something?
Yeah. So no, season 2. Finished
Okay.
season 2 or finished season 1. Started season 2.
Season 2 is really cool. I'm sure I've told you this before too, but season 2 is basically like all monster movie homages. They do like an Invasion of the Body Snatchers episode. They do like a Godzilla one. They do like they may even do like a zombie one, maybe. But yeah, it's all like old school monster movie homages as like a arc. If I were you, I'd go and deal with the bad boy upstairs first. Well, yeah. Yeah, this is a rough fight. You've already got your shit rocked twice. The controls in this game are not good enough for how crazy those Geth stalkers.
I know. But they give me midi gel, so.
Yeah. You probably take out your sniper rifle and do it with that big boy.
Yeah. See, I'm not good enough for the sniper to be effective.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I killed him, so I'm a liar.
You know, that's how stats work.
We got one more big boy. As the last Geth falls, you hear music from across the room.
Weird.
Yeah, I don't like that.
It's very strange that this one still does like isometric RPG style like text things
Yeah.
instead of doing cutscenes.
Oh well.
No, I think it's cool. It just is strange.
Alright. Now we can run up top, see what's up top, and then we'll be done.
Yep.
And just in time for bed.
Sleepy boys.
But I'm gonna keep going. So
Yeah,
just
well,
not
I'm
real
asleep.
quick. Oh, there's no door over there. Oh, I'm just an asshole. There's nothing up here.
Turns out.
Can I mount it? I had no idea we could mount it last time.
Yeah, that's absolutely news to me as well. Slowly jog back to my space jeep.
Yep, pretty much. Space Jeep.
Why'd you park so far away?
I gotta get in my car now.
Space car, yeah.
Exactly, Space Guardian. Okay, wait, so it still has the exclamation point. Let's check the journal. Oh, talk to Gally, give her talk to Tally. I can't even speak, man. Talk to Tally, give her some stuff.
Yeah, that's definitely a reason to do a lap of the ship.
Yeah. You want to do that and then be done?
Sure.
Cool.
Message from Admiral
We're in nice.
Cool. And now we can just leave right back out of this. Alright.
Yes, Commander?
Carry on, Presley.
Are you not a
Yes,
racist
sir.
yet? Nope. Still a racist.
Still a racist. Dude, we have so much money. We could easily upgrade all our shit right now.
Hell yeah. Go to the garage of the ship and spend more money than you would if you went to the Citadel.
Exactly.
Have you gotten any Spectre gear yet?
No. We are level 20 now, though. Does that mean that that opened up on the Citadel, you think?
Looking
I
for
think so.
supplies?
Can't remember.
Let's see what you've got.
You bet, Commander.
Alright, so let's compare it to what we have. It's quite a bit better. That shotgun.
Yeah.
The sniper definitely. And then, okay, so only two things are better. Armor isn't much good. Yeah, so it's just these top two items that are pretty good. We could always run back to the Citadel and deal with that.
Commander, good to see you.
Yeah.
You've been with CSEC a
Well,
while.
not as much as you.
I bet.
That kid. We usually get a few, but this case wasn't that clear.
I think this is his
Went to his lab.
companion quest.
Find out here, it does. Somebody's making a
Oh
kill.
no, it's not.
While I was
You mean
that was our big break.
he was growing?
Sometimes That's the worst.
Why not?
By the time I found out, his ship...
No, I think it is.
They were worried about the hostages. I told them those hostages were dead anyway. He just used them.
Idiots.
They wouldn't listen.
No wonder you hated it there.
Yes, they did. All they had to do was disable that ship, stop him from...
A few casualties.
Let's just say
Just wish
he's
I could have
right.
stopped him. That's all.
Do you have any idea?
I got the transponder free. I was
Okay,
hoping
yeah,
you'd
that's
see
his
it.
mission.
Nice. Hell yeah. I bet you're about to get everybody's companion mission.
Probably, yeah. We'll just talk to Tally and give her her shit, and then be done with it.
Cool. Alright, y'all. So next stream, get your winter coats, because we're going to Novaria.
Shepard, I need to talk.
Something wrong?
You know the data you took from those.
It's a
Epic
cold
control
planet.
nodes?
It's a snow
The
planet.
information you uploaded
That
to
was
us.
the
Bring this
joke.
data back.
Those files have information that could be vital to our efforts to
Do
understand.
you think you can use this?
Not right away. We will need to.
Go ahead.
The only thing I can offer.
Never wanted
Thank you,
anything.
Shepard.
We get +1 Paragon, +500 experience.
Dope.
We are level 25 already. Holy crap.
That's crazy.
And we're not even halfway through like the Paragon section.
Very strange.
Alright, so, yeah, like Nick said, next time we are going to be doing Novaria. So that'll be next Monday, 7 p.m. as usual. Are we going to do a longer one or a shorter one? Do you know?
Yeah. I'm fine normally. Just this week I was exhausted,
I feel
so I didn't want to do a long one.
big feels, and this week I'm going to be moving.
Oh, so next week and then we're skipping next week, or we're doing next
So
week?
we're doing next week. We will skip the week after.
Okay.
And I'll do something else probably, but we can skip the week after. Do it there. That's right. Go to PAX. Leave it there. And then the next day, tabletop game thing, the interview for that. So I call
Cool.
it an interview. It's not really an interview. It's going to be more like a roundtable type thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that'll be that day. And then the week after, we will be back. Let me just double check my calendar. So, 20th we're on, 27th we are off, 3rd we're on, 10th we're off, and then after that we can figure out if we want to do every week or bi-weekly or every other week or whatever. That's fine with me. I know I just said
Cool.
again.
Sounds good. So yeah, next week's Novaria. It's the first like major story planet, and there's some like big stuff that happens. So definitely don't miss that one if you have the choice.
We gonna do it, and of course everything is gonna be
Have the
loaded up
choice.
on we gonna do it, and of course everything is gonna be
Have the
loaded up
choice.
on we gonna do it,
I don't
and
know.
of course everything is gonna be
Have the
loaded up
choice.
on we gonna do it,
I don't
and
know.
of course everything is gonna be
Have the
loaded up
choice.
on we gonna do it,
I don't
and
know.
of course everything is gonna be
Have the
loaded up
choice.
on we gonna do it,
I don't
and
know.
of course everything is gonna be
Have the
loaded up
choice.
on we gonna I don't do
know
it,
what's
and of
going
course
on, but
everything
it's-
is gonna
Have
be
the
loaded up.
choice.
Everything's looping. We gonna
I don't
do
know
it,
what's
and of
going
course
on, but
everything
it's-
is gonna
it's
be
Have the
loaded up.
choice.
Everything's looping. We
I
gonna
don't
do
know
it, and
what's
of
going
course
on, but
The choice.
everything's looping. We
I don't
gonna
know
do it,
what's
and of
going
course
on,
everything
Is the stream still up?
The stream's still going. That was so weird. It
Is
was.
the stream still up?
Oh god, it's looping again.
Crazy. All right, let's get off of here before we look like idiots.
All right, I'll just leave it. Okay. All right, sounds good. So we are gonna hop on to another game. We're gonna be right back. I'm gonna throw an ad up, and I'll see you guys shortly. Okay.
Have a good one.
cool. So it might have me back. We will be right back. I'm just taking a... It's running the audio back into my ear. Okay, I don't know what's going on. But so we will be right back. I'm gonna run an ad real quick, and then start the next stream. I think we're gonna jump into Fallout. So let me just figure all that out. I'm gonna take about 5 minutes, and then we'll be back. All right, we're back. I just need to edit some things because I keep hearing myself. Maybe not. Maybe that fixed it. Huh. Maybe it's that I had the desktop audio on. No? I don't know. All right, I'm turning the mic audio all the way up a little bit more. Okay. Does that sound okay to everybody? we are going to swap over to Fallout New Vegas, so I am just setting up my my stream info to say that. And then I'm going to close out and open it right back up. So we will be right back. And I say we, I mean me.